Welcome to day 23 of our Inktober Zentangle challenge. Now today's tangle pattern is called Qurtuba by Aida Rico, and it is an interesting tangle pattern that can be drawn as a ribbon type shape or more free form. But regardless of which type you use or choose to draw, the essence of it is very much the same. And I found that it was kind of interesting because components of Qurtuba look very much like our Swice-It tangle up here. Of course, it's assembled in a different way, it's drawn in a different way, but it comes out with kind of that, I call it a swirl or snail-like appearance. And so you'll see some similarities, and it has a similarity with this tangle. So obviously there's only so many ways we can draw lines and curves in the world, right? But it's how we assemble them, it's how we embellish them, it's how we ink them, and so on that really make them seem different. So let's get started with today's tangle. Are you ready, Gayle?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to put mine down here. I think I'm going to use the standard ribbon format of it because it will fit nicely along my Kangular tangle that we did here a few days back. I'm going to create that line, and I'm going to go out just a ways, and let's create a parallel line to that of where we're going to place our shape. We're going to just create an undulating up and down little line that goes through it like a ribbon, or you can think of it like some hills, or you can think of it like the sine wave on an oscilloscope, or whatever it is that makes it make sense to you. But you just want to create a nice gentle curving line that touches these borders and then just returns in the opposite direction and carries on just like that. So in this case, on mine, as I'm coming toward this line, I want to break off and create a little swirl right here. So we'll break off of this line, touch the outer line, and just make a nice little swirl, and you can add a little teardrop shape there on the end. Now we want to go over to this part of the line, opposite direction, but the exact same thing. Now when I say opposite direction, this is the top, I'll call it, this is the bottom, but we want to face the little swirl in the same direction. So I'm going to go toward the bottom, break off, and come up here and make my little teardrop shape. So now I'm going to come here and go up, facing it the same way. We'll do this again. And we might imagine that this one comes down somewhere probably right about in here. So I'll just do it just like that. Now once we have these shapes put into place, we want to think of this as the open side. Because see, this is closed, closed, open, closed, open. So on the open side of each of these little swirls, we're going to draw three little leaf shapes. We want to make that bottom one a little bit longer, then the next one up a little shorter, and the third and final one a little shorter yet. So here's how that's going to look. And then we add an orb sitting up there on the top. If you want, you can embellish these little leaf or teardrop shapes that you just drew. We have a few ways in which we can embellish this according to the original step out. We could add double lines as our borders. We can ink in these closed spaces. We can add roundings wherever these lines touch. I'm going to simply ink these pieces in. It'll give it a little more boldness. I'm going to shade a little bit around these curves, these little spirals, and also along the edge where it looks like these two shapes connect, or where they butt up against each other. And there's our bird's eye view after we've added our Qurtuba. Gayle, where did you end up placing yours?
The same place, just turned out a little
You're
bit
copying
different.
me.
I am.
No, I'm kidding. That's how Zentangle works. We kind of do the same thing in our own way. So you do have the double edges, so people can see that. And and you chose to do the roundings, I see, instead of inking that in. Nice. That's a nice little difference. Here's a little side by side. Thank you so very much for taking the time to watch, and hopefully you're drawing with us. We would love to see the patterns and the compositions that you're coming up with. And if you're not ready to share it yet, maybe you will be when we get to the end of the challenge here. But don't forget, you can share your drawings on the Discord channel. Just jump on in and join the chat. Until the next time, everyone, be well and take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.